নাই। আজকের থেকে আমার বোনের বিয়া সম্পূর্ণ না হওয়া পর্যন্ত এই সারা গ্রামে তোমরা সবাই বিয়ার গান বাজাইবা, ফুর্তির গান বাজাইবা। সারা গ্রামে ফুর্তির গান বাজবে। বাজাও।
কি তোরা এখন এগুলো লেপে রইছস? বাকি কাজগুলো কোন সময় করবি?
আম্মা এই সব ফল পাঠানোর কি দরকার ছিল? এগুলো তো আমাদের গাছেই ধরে।
আরে আমার পুত্রা অনেক শখ কইরা আমার ছেলের জন্য তাদের বাগানের গাছ থেকে ক্ষেত থেকে যত্ন কইরা পাঠাইছে। সমস্যা কি তাতে?
ভাইয়া তো ছোটবেলা থেকে এগুলো খাই এই বড় হইছে।
খাইছে তাতে কি হয়েছে? শোন, আমার ছেলে অনেক বছর ধরে জার্মানিতে থাকে। জার্মানিতে তো এসব পাওয়া যায় না, ও খাইতে পারে না, তাই আমার পুত্রা পাঠাইছে। বুঝতে পারছো?
কেন আম্মা, জার্মানি কি মানুষ ভাত তরকারি খায় না? ওইখানে কি ভাত তরকারি পাওয়া যায় না? আরে তুই কি কস? আমি ইউটিউবে দেখছি ভাত খায়, সন্ধ্যার সময় খায় কিন্তু অল্প খায়।
আচ্ছা এই জুই করে জুই
আম্মা হবু ভাবি
কিরে জি, তুই না বললি যে জুই মা সাজতেছে? কই সাজে নাই তো। থাক, সাজতে হইব না। না সাজলেও আমার জুই মাকে খুব সুন্দর লাগতেছে, একদম পরের মতো লাগতেছে। ও মা, এত সুন্দর ডালা কে বানাইছে?
জি আম্মা আমি বানাইছি বাদলের জন্য।
Watch Follow the
সত্যি,
Blues every
তুমি
match
আমার
day at 2
বাদলকে খুব
p.m. and
ভালোবাসো।
every India match day at 9 a.m.
আর
only
আমার
on the
বাদলও
Star
মাশাআল্লাহ
Sports Network.
একদম রাজপুত্রের মতো। ওরে না ভালোবাসার উপায় আছে? তারা তারা কথা শুনতেছো?
पंगा लेने का मौसम आ रहा है।
ব্যান্ড পার্টি বাজতেছে, বাদল চলে আসতেছে।
ले पंगा।
Vivo Pro Kabaddi starts 20th July on the Star Sports Network and Hotstar.
भाईजान मौका मौका साथ ही बार ऑल द बेस्ट। कोशिश करते रहना चाहिए, एक दिन जरूर कामयाब होते हैं, जरूर। ऐसा अब्बू कहा करते थे।
चुप पगले, मैंने ऐसा कब कहा?
नहीं नहीं, आपने नहीं, वो तो मेरे अब्बू।
इस फादर्स डे किसकी होगी जीत? देखिए इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान 16 जून को आईसीसी क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड कप सिर्फ स्टार स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क और हॉटस्टार पर।
But the big news that's coming that has made the entire cricketing fraternity sit up and take notice is that one of India's all-time greats, Yuvraj Singh, announcing his retirement from all formats of the game.
Please come.
Top 3 moments in my career would be definitely winning the 2011 World Cup,
সবাই ভালো আসেন।
hitting 6 sixes,
টিনা
and
Tina কি?
probably scoring my first
আমার
Test 100.
একমাত্র
I think
ভাগিনা বাদলের
These
বিয়ে
3
করা
moments would be very special to me.
জার্মান মেয়ে আরে আপনার ছেলের বউ
Still remember the noise that we had that night when we were about to win, and Dhoni hit that six. I don't think that moment is ever going to come back in my career, because this is it for me. You always have to move forward in life, and I think this is the right time to go. This is the ground where I experienced the best high of my career. This is the ground where no better place to end of my career. And, no better place to end it. I have been playing international cricket on and off for 17 years now. I have given my all to this game, and it has given me so much in return. क्रिकेट पिच पर जिया हर मोमेंट मेरे लिए स्पेशल रहा है। क्रिकेट पिच पर जिया हर मोमेंट इट्स टाइम टू से गुड बाय एंड वॉक अवे। पर अब इट वाज अ ग्रेट रोलर कोस्टर राइड एंड वॉक अवे एंड अ ब्यूटीफुल स्टोरी। इट वाज अ ग्रेट रोलर कोस्टर बट इट हैज टू कम टू एन एंड एंड अ ब्यूटीफुल स्टोरी बट इट हैज टू कम टू एन
কি
एंड।
ব্যাপার আনিশা কি করলো আম্মা ভাইজান স্যার এই গ্রামে ঘুরে
cricket match Ranji Trophy here when you were
ভাইজান
born.
মনে আজকে খুব
Your
খুশি আছে।
grandfather was struggling
ভাইজান
there
যখন
Ranji
খুশিতে
Trophy here
থাকে,
when you were
তখন
born. And I was
ভাইজান
fielding in
ওর
covers.
বেজার থাকলেও করে
Puneet Bali is
কিন্তু
a
ভাইজান
young
আজকে
kid and I was
খুশিতে আছে।
fielding in covers. So my
ওর
father gave us a
ভাইজান
big
না
ball and so
আমিও আজকে অনেক
you're
খুশি
blessed with the son. My
আপনার
father
বাবা
gave us
অনেক খুশি
and so
আমার কাছে
and everybody
থাকলে
hugged the
আমিও
son
গুলি করতাম
during the match. Everybody hugged during the match.
কি ব্যাপার এত তো শুরু হলো যে বারবার গুলি করতেছে ঘটনা কি
So emotional, so gut-wrenching to see one of India's all-time greats, Yuvraj Singh, billed due to his professional cricketing career. We've got some of the greatest cricketers right here with us in our studios. Sorry, Cyrus Brian Lara and Kumble join us in this wonderful special on Brian Lara Singh. Now, I know it's always difficult when you see a cricketer billed due to his career, but he can always look back at the numerous milestones that his wonderful career.
It's never easy, like giving up what you love and having played that long. Yuvi has had his moments. He can look back with a lot of satisfaction. He moment.
realize that that part of his life is gone, and he will enjoy new things in his life. And he's got a wife and, you know, family maybe to come. And I think he's a tremendous guy and a bright future. Living in India, you know, you always have a bright future as a former cricketer.
Well, how do you think he's going to handle it? I mean, you've known him for so many years now.
Yeah, I think, you know, he... just to add to the points that Scotty and Brian made here, you know, he's already into certain businesses, charity that, you know, we spoke about. His involvement in cricket will continue. I mean, if you're an Indian cricketer, no matter what, you will get pulled into cricket. You will at some point in time. So he will get a lot more busier than what he was in the last couple of years, that's for sure. And that's something that he will have to handle. So that's the balance that he'll have to bring about, because like Brian said, in his family, he'll have to devote time there, and then the rest of the things that will come his way as well. So Yuvi is a seasoned campaigner, so he's been, you know, he's been active for 17, 18 years in the international circuit, being an Indian cricketer. So I'm sure he knows how to handle all of this.
Yuvraj Singh will have a lot of free time on his hands, but he can start off by listening to all the wishes that have been pouring in from his colleagues and the entire fraternity. Let's listen in.
He should enjoy second innings and life after retirement.
From under 14 to under 16, then 19, then playing for India, and then in the IPL. You know, it's been a great journey.
It's just wonderful to see the entire fraternity coming together to wish Yuvraj Singh well. Now, Anil, you mentioned one of his knocks earlier, but if I had to put you on the spot and ask you your most favourite Yuvraj Singh knock ever, which one would you pick and why?
It's very difficult. You know, he had many of those coming along. If you take the 50-over format, probably the first one against Australia in his debut match in Kenya, that to me was the start of a wonderful career for Yuvraj Singh. And then the NatWest Trophy, I think, was in tough circumstances. I mean, 300 was not easy. Currently, you know, 300 is, okay, par, and maybe below par in some circumstances. So, I mean, those two knocks probably were the top-notch ones. And then the Lahore, he mentioned as well, you know, the Test match 100 that he got in Pakistan.
I asked you for one, you gave me three.
I know,
But I
I mean,
had
there
a
have been so
whole
many.
lot more
No,
to
in fact,
that.
In fact, you know, I just asked the statistician saying, look, you know, can you just figure out, you know, the number of matches that UV has won? Whenever he's remained not out in a chase, India has never lost. He's won the game for India. So that's his credentials. I mean, 27, I think, games that he has remained not out chasing has won. So that's the quality of Yuvraj Singh.
Yuvraj set the first ICC World T20 on fire by smashing Stuart Broad for 6 sixes in an over, on his way to a 58 of 16 balls. He also scored 70 of 30 in the semi-final against Australia as India marched on to win the ICC World T20 title.
India T20 champions.
But the crowning moment in a great limited over career came in 2011 when India won the World Cup at home. 3 consecutive half-centuries to start the tournament, 100 against the West Indies, and a crucial half-century to take India past Australia in the quarter-final. And not to forget his contributions with the ball, a 5-wicket haul against Ireland and 2 wickets in the quarter-final, semi and the final. With 362 runs and 15 wickets, Yuvraj Singh was the player of the tournament as India won the World Cup for the second time.
Yuvraj Singh walks off a very proud man.
These moments prove to you that Singh is really king. Now, I thought that it's unfair to put Anil on the spot only, so I thought I'll turn to you next, Scotty, and ask you, which knock of Yuvraj Singh's do you like the most and why?
It wasn't so much one knock. It was that footage there showed the important role that he had for India in that 2007 T20 World Cup win. And the reason I think that is so significant is because people don't realise how big a tournament that ended up being in terms of shaping cricket in the direction that it goes in. There's a couple of big moments in the history of cricket. One of those is Kerry Packer and the World Series cricket, and how that changed the landscape from test matches and one-day cricket being a bit of a hit and giggle type of version of the game to being a serious second version of cricket. India winning and not having won a world championship in cricket for so many years, since 1983, 24 years, I think it ends up being. India winning that changes the way T20, I think, and maybe Anil, you can correct me, tell me how India felt about T20 cricket up till that point. But Yuvraj having such a dominant role in that tournament, and now India become world champions, and then we've seen the IPL take off from the following year onwards. I think, along with Kerry Packer, is the changing of the direction of where cricket goes, and Yuvraj has got a massive part to play in that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the win in the T20 World Cup certainly catapulted the way we would look at T20 cricket in India, and then IPL just took off after that. So yes, I agree with Scotty that before that, in the T20, the one-off T20 that we played against South Africa, none of the senior players played in that game, although we beat South Africa in that game in the T20. Even in this World Cup, none of the senior players were there. MS Dhoni going in as a captain there and then winning the World Cup certainly changed the way T20 was looked at in India.
Very well said. But what about you, Brian? If you had to pick a knock of Yuvraj Singh's that you would remember till date, which one would it be and why?
Obviously, it's 6 sixes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was back in the West Indies and watched it on the television, but I think I just saw my favorite knock. 19 years old, Brett Lee, Jason Gillespie, and Glenn McGrath. 84 in Kenya. I think that will definitely stand out for any 19-year-old. I'm always proud to see when a young player comes in and command a stage, and a stage with so many big stars. So I think I just chose it.
All right, okay. In a 17-year-long career, there have been so many highs and lows that Yuvraj Singh has gone through. We're going to take you through some of those moments in the past.
क्रिकेट कुछ के लिए शायद सिर्फ एक गेम है, बहुतों के लिए रिलीजन, लेकिन मेरे लिए ever since I became conscious of who I am, तब से क्रिकेट मेरे साथ है। जब से सीधा खड़ा होना सीखा है, तब से अब
इस फादर्स डे किसकी होगी जीत? देखिए इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान 16 जून को आईसीसी क्रिकेट